Aboard General Grievous' flagship, the Invisible Hand, Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker had a decision to make that could alter the fate of the war. Underneath his equipped blue and red lightsabers, the Sith apprentice Count Dooku was disarmed, and Anakin knew to kill him would not be the Jedi way. But encouragement from the secret Sith Lord Palpatine prompted him to kill Dooku and continue along the path of the dark side. After returning to Coruscant, Palpatine knew that Anakin was vulnerable to his manipulations and began to cast more doubts in his mind by feeding him nightmares of his wife Padme Amidala dying in childbirth, then informing him that only through his knowledge obtained from his master Darth Plagueis could Anakin save her. The plan is mostly a success, as Anakin completes his transformation to the dark side by killing Master Windu instead of Palpatine, and is forced to obey his commands. But the Sith Lord had been too late, as he had allowed for Anakin to maintain some attachment to Padme and her offspring, which subsequently led to his demise. But what if Anakin had been secretly trained earlier by Palpatine? Would the Sith Lord be able to detach all of Anakin's attachments to Padme? As you'll discover, the earlier move by Palpatine could have changed his own reign of terror. In the Senate office building, Palpatine stared out at Coruscant's skyline when he felt the presence of Anakin enter his office. The Jedi Knight had continued to express his frustration to the Jedi Council, and soon a new and more powerful apprentice would be in Palpatine's grasp. The Sith Lord had also quickly discovered the marriage between Anakin and Senator Amidala, and he was using the secrecy to ensure Padme would not intervene. Anakin was ready to move from the Jedi, and Palpatine finally revealed that he knew of the Force, but not that he was the Sith, until Anakin's trust in him would not waver. Anakin is dispatched to destroy Admiral Trench, so Palpatine orders General Grievous to position his ship, in preparation to jump to Coruscant. Palpatine waited patiently, and at last, Anakin had completed his mission as he had expected, and Palpatine entered his own ship under the pretense of being captured. Aboard the flagship of Admiral Yularen, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi looked at his slightly distant Padawan, and together, they resisted the temptations of the plight on Mandalore to rescue Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. The Jedi navigate through the intense separatist gunfire, then skid their way into the hangar of General Grievous' ship, and battle through the droids to find Palpatine. For the Sith Lord, this was Anakin's crucial test, and he was delighted to find Obi-Wan had lost consciousness before turning to the duel between Dooku and Anakin. Palpatine encouraged Anakin to feed off of his hate, and he overpowered Dooku before slicing off his head without hesitation. As Palpatine felt his hands breathe free of the pesky cuffs, Anakin bowed to him and pledged his allegiance to the dark side, then was anointed as Darth Vader. Master Kenobi is forgotten beneath the trapped platform, and the duo march aggressively to the bridge. Igniting their blades, the Magna Guard and battle droids are no match for the Sith, and Grievous quickly escapes. Taking command of the ship, Vader is able to control the burning dreadnought back to Coruscant, where Palpatine orders him to go back to the Jedi Council and act as if nothing had happened. Back in a field of debris above the skies of Coruscant, the trusty droid of former Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker R2-D2 lifted several pieces of Durasteel using his tools. The droid had seen Anakin's turn to the dark side and knew they had to leave him. R2 used his rocket boosters to hop onto the largest piece of the destroyed ship, and through the flames, he found Obi-Wan. Dragging him out into an airtight space, he relayed the signal back to Coruscant. In the Jedi Temple, Anakin had just departed from the council meeting, where Yoda began to grow suspicious of the Jedi. As if confirming these thoughts, a transmission from R2 arrived, showing Master Kenobi had been trapped aboard the other half of the ship. It was unlike Anakin to not save his master, and the council dispatched Keldor Jedi Master Plo Koon to mount a rescue. With all eyes on the Jedi, he only decides to take one gunship, filled with members of his wolf pack, and they extract Obi-Wan before he could be engulfed in smoke. The Jedi Master is treated for his wounds, then attempted to reach out for the presence of Anakin alongside the council members, but there was nothing. Obi-Wan could not believe that Anakin had turned to the dark side, and had to confirm the truth. Taking a speeder to the apartment of Senator Amidala, she had been frantically pacing her room, wondering what had happened to Anakin. At the sight of Obi-Wan, she pleads for the location of Anakin, but he coldly informs her that Anakin was now a Sith. Padme shook her head in disbelief, but had to stay calm for her children, and Obi-Wan asks the council to send a protector to guard Padme. The Council refused these demands when their transmission was cut off by an overwhelming darkness covering the room. Obi-Wan and Padme turned around to see what was formerly Anakin, but was now the essence of evil. Pointing his lightsaber at his old master, Obi-Wan defended Padme as Vader accused her of betrayal. As the two warriors began to duel, an errant strike from Vader accidentally struck Padme, and the senator collapsed to the floor in pain. Vader was too consumed in the dark side to notice what he had done, but a force push from Obi-Wan out of the apartment moved him back to Palpatine. Obi-Wan carries Padme to the closest medical center with the help of her guards, but as soon as they arrive at the entrance, the Jedi receives an urgent transmission from Master of the Order Mace Windu, ordering for his presence. Leaving Padme's fate to the medical droids, Obi-Wan took his speeder back to the temple, and the council members gathered to go and protect the Chancellor from Vader. Arming themselves with the best clones, Palpatine is seated in his office alongside his guards, calmly informing the Jedi that Grievous was on Utapau, and that Vader would likely join forces with the Separatists. Obi-Wan and Windu dispatched themselves to capture the cyborg, oblivious that they were walking into a trap, as Vader had no intention of leaving the galactic city. Once the Jedi had departed, Vader emerged from the shadows, having cloaked his presence from the Jedi, and together they proudly executed Order 66. Across the galaxy, the Jedi had fallen into the trap of the Sith, decimated by the very clone troopers who they had served alongside, and their torment was not over. The two Sith marched to the Jedi Temple and joined their clones to kill every single Jedi, including the most senior masters in Sindralig and Shakti, before they go to Mustafar and deal with the Separatists. Back aboard a Republic destroyer, Obi-Wan and Windu were standing on top of the command deck when they heard the sound of hundreds of blasters clicking behind them. Windu is immediately onto their betrayal and blocks the startled Obi-Wan from the 212th Battalion before force pushing a wave of them out of the bridge. Despite the power of the Jedi, they knew they could not defeat all of the clones and cleverly sealed a variety of blast doors on their way to the hangar. There the Jedi scrambled to the closest ship they could find and descend to the ground in a trail of droid and clone gunfire. Windu decides to draw the pursuing clones to the droids, whereas Obi-Wan fought Grievous yet again. The Jedi Master would have been comfortable in dueling the cyborg had it not been for the hailstorm of gunfire launched in his direction, and after a brief duel across the levels of Utapau's unique leveled terrain, he tumbled into the chasm below. The Jedi Master soon joined by Windu, as he had been surrounded by both armies, and bailed out of the battle to join his fellow council member. Together, they swam to the dry land, evading the attention of their attackers, who believed them to be dead, then tried to locate a nearby ship. But from above, they see the shadow of the Sith dropping onto one of the upper levels, in order to face Grievous, and Sidious orders the clones to redouble their efforts to kill the Jedi, as the droids continue to shut down. The Jedi used the distraction of the arrival of the Sith to scramble to an abandoned Republic gunship and fly away before the Sith mobilized, but the Jedi Order had been destroyed. Arriving back on Coruscant, the medical bay around Padme was largely barren apart from Bail Organa and Yoda, and they watch as neither Padme nor her children can be saved. The fate of the Jedi is further sealed by the holographic figure of Palpatine appearing in the Senate building, as he branded all of the Jedi as traitors of the Republic, and anyone who dared to oppose his regime will be hunted by Darth Vader. The three senior Jedi Council members decide to split their paths, with Windu enduring a difficult life on the lower levels of Coruscant and performing occasional jobs as a bounty hunter, Obi-Wan learning to communicate with Qui-Gon on the safety of Tatooine, and Yoda entering into self-imposed exile on Dagobah, dwelling upon where it had gone wrong for the Jedi. Aboard a Venator-class Star Destroyer, Vader and Palpatine looked out at the slowly completing Death Star, eager to take over the galaxy with their new superweapon. Following decades of careful planning and manipulation, Palpatine had reduced the Jedi to a page in history, and the reign of the Sith had been restored. That is it for What If Anakin was secretly trained by Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel for more What Ifs, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.